All right, Shalom. Before I get started, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Kal Halah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and who are true leaders of Israel today, starting with Elder Apostle Tahar down. I also like to give double honor to the head and the elder of the Man in Israel camp, the Chazak, whom I teach under down here in Greenville, South Carolina. And I also like to give a quick shout out to you, you Akim out there that's pushing his word and his truth and all sincerity and righteousness in these last days. All right, to y'all, I like to say shalom. All right, now coming back to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shine with another exhortation video. Lord willing, this video will be found edifying to whoever may watch. And pretty much I want to do a lesson on the, all right, going into the Lord's going to have to kill 230 you Jakes out here, man. All right, what I mean by Jakes is you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. All right, the Lord's going to have to, pretty much execute and bring judgment upon y'all, man. Because y'all are a disobedient generation, man. A generation that don't want to seek the Lord, a generation that want to do whatever they want to do. Basically an unruly, nation, being an unruly nation. Y'all the 2/3 that the Lord is going to have to destroy when he come back, and even before he even come back, he's going to do it through man, as well. Not only he's going to come back and judge you with the chariots, but he also going to have man judge you as well. All right, and we're coming into those days. All right, where the Lord is about to start bringing judgment upon you 2/3, man. All right, because y'all mocking the prophets. All right, mocking Yahweh Shem Shai. Saying we serve what they say, serve your little sky daddy. Calling him JC. There's so many different things. The Lord gonna have to judge y'all for the law. Because some of y'all still, being part of the ABC community or whatever, serving other gods, religion. These other different religions. There's so many different things the Lord's going to have to judge you 2/3 for, man. All right. And 2/3, when I mean by 2/3, meaning, most of the nation, all right, the nation of Israel is going to have to die. What I mean by 2/3, man. All right, because the Bible speaks, so 2/3 of Israel, all right, that's gonna have to pretty much die on this side over here in Babylon the Great. So I wanted to get a couple scriptures going into the Lord's gonna have to delete you 2/3, man. All right, and the book I'm gonna kick it off with is gonna be in the book of Zechariah, the 13th chapter. All right, Zechariah chapter 12 and verse 13. All right, Zechariah 13, and we're gonna start at verse 8. Slakia. We're gonna start at verse 8. Zechariah 13 and verse 8. It says, and it should come to pass. All right, and when it says it's about to come to pass, that means it's about to happen, man. And it should come to pass, meaning it's a future prophecy as well. When it says that, it says, and it should come to pass that in all the land, in that land that it's speaking of is America, man. All right, Babylon the Great. It says, that in all the land, said the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, 2 parts therein should be cut off and die. You see that? 2/3 you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians is going to have to die. Now, we don't know the specific number, but we know it's going to be majority, all right, of the Israelites, man. All right, because the Israelites is like the sand of the sea, so you can't number the children of Israel, man. All right, King David tried to do that himself. You see where that got him. But pretty much, the Lord said he's going to have to kill a lot of Israelites, man. You know how many Israelites there is just over here in America? There's a lot, man. And the Lord said he's going to have to kill 2/3 of y'all, man. And I gave you the reasons why. Mocking the prophets, serving other gods, into these other religions, Skittle community, for whatever reason the Lord want to kill you, man. Maybe it's something you did in your past life. You probably, gave Yahweh Shai up, all right, to the Romans, and and said, let his blood be upon us. Y'all still got to pay for that as well, man. You see? Y'all said let his blood be upon our hands. You see? So y'all still got to pay for that. You know, which the Lord's Passover is coming up as well, man. So the Lord's about to start even bringing judgment upon you 2/3 during his Passover, man. The Passat, which, you know, the Passat starts April 1st, you know, Eid that evening, you know, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's a Friday evening, you know, the Passat. So, like I said, it should come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord Yahweh Shah, 2 parts therein should be cut off and die, but the 3rd should be left in. 3rd is the elect, you know, and also the great multitude, all right, which, you know, going to be the elect families, you know, they're going to be, you know, saved as well, you know, because of the elect. So only, you know, 1/3 is going to be saved, and that's a small fraction, you know, compared to the 2/3, man, you know. It says, verse 9, and I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They should call on my name. And that proves right there that we're going to know the name of the Lord, man. It said they should call on my name. It didn't say names. It said name. So that goes to tell you that the Lord only got one name. You know, for you clowns out there that's saying Yahweh Shah got many names. No, he only got one name. All right, Yahweh, you know, who the word either calls God, Yahweh, and Yah. And then Yahweh Shah, who the word either called Yeshua, you know, JC, you know, and all these other guys, man. Right? But it said they should call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say it is my people, and they should say the Lord Yahweh, while Yahweh Shah is my God. You see that? So while the Lord is going to deliver the elect and the great multitude, which is the 1/3, guess what? He's going to kill 2/3 of you niggas out here, man. You know, y'all gotta die, bro. I mean, just, you know, you got YNs, you know, you got Big Shirley, you know, doing her ratchet hood rat shit. You know, the Lord gotta just kill 2/3 of you niggas, man. Cause I mean, just look how y'all act, you know, on social media. You know, when y'all go out in public events, just look how y'all carry yourselves, man. You think the Lord not supposed to judge a nation, judge the people like that, man? Look how y'all act. Y'all don't know how to act, and I see why these other nations look at us like, you know, we just, you know, just don't got no care in the world. You know, they just look at us like we ain't got no common sense. I see why. Because look how y'all act. Y'all like a bunch of degenerate plants, a degenerate, you know, y'all some fucking GMO babies out here, man. Don't know how to carry yourselves, right? Gotta be loud, ratchet, you know? But anyway, let's go over to the book of, let's go to 1 Peter, alright? Matter of fact, let's go to Ezekiel. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9. We're going to start at verse 4. It said, and the Lord Yahweh Shah said unto him, go through the midst of the city, all right? And that city, you know, really, you know, this was an old time prophecy, all right? Going into, you know, back then, you know, going into when the Lord, you know, did this in Jerusalem. But, all right, we know that city could also represent the people, because, you know, the people made the city, right? So, you know, you could symbolically, you know, this is talking about Israel right here as well, you know, because the people make up the place, all right? It's a people before a place. But like I said back then, this was talking about the actual city of Jerusalem, right? But you can also apply this verse to now as well, because the same thing is going to happen. All right, because in this verse, it was talking about an actual angel that did this, right? But anyway, verse 4, it said, and the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the man that sigh and that cry for all the abomination that be done in the midst thereof. And that mark right there, all right, it's not talking about the mark that's in Revelation 13, all right, 16. This mark is basically a mark of exemption, meaning they're not going to be touched. All right, so the man that got this mark, they're not going to be touched. They're not going to be harmed. And that's going to be the elect. All right, like I said, this verse is, was talking about, all right, back then, but you can also apply it to now, because the same thing that is going to be happening today, all right, that happened back then, just in a different way a little bit, But like it says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the man that sign that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst of. And the elect, we the only ones that's crying out to Yahweh Shem Shai, for him to end all this bullshit and all these abominable things that we see, with the Skittle community, Jakes mocking the prophets, Jakes, making fun of Yahweh Shem Shai, Jakes, just doing anything that's not Yahweh Shem Shai. We cry out, the job, the things that go on in the job, there's many different things, man. It says, verse 5, and to the others he said, in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. You see, the Lord told the angel, don't even spare. The Lord gonna do the same thing now, today. You're gonna have certain angels that's gonna be killing people, man. Or putting the spirit on people to kill people, man. Those are times we coming into, man. Verse 6, slay early, old and young, both maids and little children, and women. But come, see, the Lord ain't no respect of persons, man. He said kill little children, man. These are little kids, the Lord say kill, man. So how much more now? Yeah, the Lord killed kids, man. Hey, matter of fact, it's account in the Bible where, the Lord, what's his name? The prophet, he was with Elijah. He was with the prophet Elijah. What's his name? Pretty much, they was scoffing him, saying bald head, and the Lord, sent 2 she-bears to come kill those little, I believe it was like 42 kids. So yeah, the Lord matter of fact, he put a curse on them. He had threw up a curse on them, and the Lord sent 2 she-bears, man. I forget his name. I don't want to misspeak it, but he was with he was pretty much, he was mourning because Elijah got beamed up, if I'm not mistaken. And he was mourning. And, the little kids were scoffing, saying bald head. And he threw a curse up on them. And like I said, the Lord sent 2 she-bears. So the Lord don't care about kids. At the end of the day, those kids are ancient spirits. They been here before. That wasn't their first time being there on the earth at that time. They been here before on earth. So the Lord sent judgment on their ass, man. And guess what? The Lord gonna do the same thing here today. The Lord gonna bring judgment. The Lord gonna have to kill 230 you niggas, man. And like I said, why? Because y'all scoffed the prophets and many more other things y'all do, man. That Yahweh Shem which I don't like or don't agree on, Let me read verse 6 again. It says, slay early, old, and young, both maids and little children, and women. You women ain't excluded as well, man. Y'all gonna have to get this work as well, man. Yahweh Shem Shai made sure he ain't left y'all out, bro. Because y'all think just because y'all the baddest bitch, y'all get a pass. No, that shit dead, man. It says, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. Yeah, if you got that mark of exemption, hey, you're not gonna be touched. We the ones that's not gonna be touched. We ain't gonna see. Hey man, we're not gonna see death, Lord willing. Unless it be for righteousness' sake, and us, denying the mark. That's the only way. But even then, we still ain't dead because we're gonna rise, first on the chariots. It says, let me read it and finish it off. It says, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then it began at the ancient man which were before the house. You see, the Lord said begin at his sanctuary. His sanctuary is the Israelites. you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Matter of fact, let's get First Peter's, because like it said, begin at my sanctuary. This is the book of First Peter, chapter 4 and verse 17. It says, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh, right? And if it first began at us, what should be the end of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh Bashiyah? What's going to be the end for you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians that obey not the gospel, man? Which are you 2/3? What's going to be y'all in? Death. You know? Y'all going to die on this side, man. So you better hope you not of that 2/3 number, man. Y'all right to die. We not. Shit, hey, brothers, you know, hey, we hoping we'll at least be at the 1/3. We ain't even gotta be the elect. We'll be happy with a 1/3, you know. Now, yes, we want to be the elect, part of the elect. That's why we do the work, the will, you know. But hey, as long as we ain't of the 2/3, we don't care. As long as we be delivered at the end of the day, man. That's all we worrying about. We ain't worrying about is we a part of the elect. No, we want to be saved, you know. We just want to be saved, man. Lord willing, you know, we do be saved, man. You know. But like the scripture said, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God, man. So judgment is about to begin with you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Why? Because the Lord is only concerned with y'all, man. He's not concerned, all right, with these other nations, these other heathen nations, man. He's only concerned with his people. If you're not his people, then he's not concerned with you. That's like saying, for example, you know, you and another, let's just say, for example, you and your friend, y'all go do something, you know, you probably about 12, 13 years old. Y'all go do some shit y'all wasn't supposed to do. And your mama told you specifically not to do that, and you did it. Who ass you think she gonna, when you get in trouble, who ass she gonna cut? She gonna cut your ass. Think she gonna cut your friend ass? No, because she ain't concerned. That ain't her child. Whatever the parents do with the other child, that's on them. But hey, she's your concern. You know. I mean, you her concern at the end of the day. All right, so that's the same thing with Yahweh Bashiyah. He's only concerned with us, bro. So if we do something we're not supposed to do, he gonna cut our ass. You know, because we belong to him. So, hey, man, time is coming where Yahweh Bashiyah is about to bring that judgment, man. Like I said, the Lord Passover is around the corner. We know the Lord bring judgment, you know, around that time. All right? And you're not going to be able to escape, man. Matter of fact, let's end it with that. You're not going to be able to escape the judgments of Yahweh Bashiyah. It's the book of Amos, chapter 5, and we're going to start at verse 18. And it says, woe to you that desire the day of the Lord. Yahweh Bashiyah. Now, in this verse right here, where it says, woe to you that desire the day of the Lord, you know, that's talking about you Christians. You 2/3 that be like, man, I can't wait till the Lord come. I don't know why. Because at the end of the day, you're not truly serving Yahweh Bashiyah. You know? Y'all not really, you know, serving the Lord. Y'all serving the Lord half-ass. You know? Y'all, first and foremost, y'all don't even know the name of the Lord. You know, at that. But y'all desiring the day of the Lord. For what? It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, to what end is it for you? Yeah, what's your end? Your end is going to be judgment. It says the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. See? Verse 19, the point. And if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, see, you fled from the lion, but guess what? A bear met you. Or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and the serpent bit him. So you escaped the lion, you escaped the bear, but you put your damn hand on the wall, now the serpent got you. Meaning you're not gonna escape judgment. You might have got away with one thing, but guess what? Yahweh Bashiyah got another thing coming for you. It's just like that movie, you know, Final Destination. They might have escaped one thing, but guess what? Something else came and got them. They died another way, you know. If you ever watch Final Destination, sometimes they might miss, you know, the judgment might have missed them, you know. But guess what? The other judgment was waiting on them around that corner too. You know, if you ever watched that movie, Final Destination, you know. So, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians, man, hey, y'all not gonna escape the judgment to come, man. Y'all Bashem Shah got judgment coming for y'all, man. 2/3 you niggas gonna have to die on the side, man. You know. So, Lord, when this video was edifying, I'm gonna close it by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rechach Wadash, Davana to the elders apostles of the great millstone who rule well and teach well, and who are the true leaders of Israel today. Stop with elder apostles to harm down. Davana to the head and the elder, the man of Israel camp, the Chazan, whom I teach under, down here in Greenville, South Carolina. And Shalom to you, sincere Akim. Shalom.